Welcome back everyone, Oz here, and today I've got some r/OhNoConsequences. As per usual, I'll be reading you the post, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Cross-posted from r/Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for making my daughter return a Halloween costume? This happened in October, and my daughter is still acting cold and hardly speaking to me. My daughter, female 16, works an after-school job 5 days a week. Her high school had a costume contest for Halloween. My daughter and her friends planned a group costume to enter. She went with her friends after school to buy costumes. I picked her and her friends up from the store, and they showed me their costumes. My daughter spent $80 on hers. I was pissed. That's a lot of money to spend on something you're going to wear for a few hours. Very irresponsible use of money. I told her as much in the car, told her it was ridiculous. I dropped her friends off and took her back to the store to return the costume and accessories. Her friends found someone else to take her place in the group, and they won the contest and a $100 Visa gift card to split. My daughter came home from school on Halloween upset. She claimed she had to sit and watch while her friends had fun and she missed out on everything. I pointed out to her, after splitting the gift card, it would be way less than she spent on the costume, and it was only a few hours, but she didn't want to listen to reason. Now a month later, and she's still moody and mostly ignoring me. My ex-husband told me I made her miss out, and she works so much she missed out on a lot of stuff with her friends. And I could have let her have this. But at the end of the day, I saved her $80. I was just trying to teach my daughter how to be responsible with money. She could have gotten a cheap costume, especially since she would have only worn it for a few hours. The OP for this had one single comment, which provided a little bit of additional context. Yes, from her after-school job, but she doesn't make much, so I'm trying to show her how to be responsible with it and start saving. So to break it down, the daughter, with her friends, went shopping for Halloween costumes for a contest. She spent money that was hers. Her mother made her return the costume. As a result, she watched someone else fill her place, them having fun, them winning the money for it, and her being excluded from the fun because OP made her return the costume that she bought with her own money. An absolutely crazy thought to think about is, if you just never had fun at all in your life, you would save a ton of money. That theme park ticket that cost $80 to $90, you would be $80 to $90 richer if you hadn't gone that day. Did you ever think about that? See, but in reality, we all know that the $80 to $90 you're spending is for the experience. It's for the fun. The point of the $80 wasn't to have a costume that you would wear for the rest of time. The point of it was so that way she and her friends could have a fun time in a group costume together. And you took that from her, and by the sounds of it, because of how you worded it, and I just want to go over this one more time, very irresponsible use of money. I told her as much in the car, told her it was ridiculous. I dropped her friends off and took her back to the store to return the costume and accessories. So, did you berate your daughter in front of her friends about it being irresponsible? Just out of curiosity, as an additional piece of context? Because that's how it sounds with how you structured the paragraph. And even if you didn't, you still berated your daughter for spending $80 on a Halloween costume so she could have fun with her friends. And now you're wondering why your daughter is moody and ignoring you. All you've pretty much done is teach your daughter that she's not allowed to spend her own money without your permission, and spending it on things that she finds fun is irresponsible, and fun is now illegal in your household. Cross-posted from r/Am I the Asshole? Would I be the asshole? Public. Am I the asshole for telling my ex-friend that I don't care if her son's father isn't in his life and to leave me alone? I'll try to make this short. So, every Sunday, my mother-in-law, she's not my mother-in-law anymore, but I still call her that. Anyways, she has a family event every Sunday. I didn't go to the last event because I was on a trip, but I took the kids to enjoy. My ex-husband, David, and I have been divorced for a year now. I don't give a damn about him. Only want him to be in our kids' lives. So the reason why we're not together is because he was having an affair with my best friend. We'll call that friend Stacy. Stacy and I were friends since we were 1 because our moms were 2. I trusted her. I told her everything. Never expected her to backstab me as well. So, Stacy and David both have a son together. Having to go through something like that shows that you can't trust everyone. Stacy has apologized many times, cried and told me she has no one by her side. I didn't care because I was going through it. So, at the event, Stacy was there. So was David, but we didn't talk because there's no reason to. Stacy was sitting by herself, just watching the kids play. Not one person went over to talk to her. I could feel the energy from everyone. Most of the family shamed her and David. So I get why they feel this way. So everyone was enjoying themselves. I went inside to get something to drink. What I didn't know was that Stacy followed behind me. We were in the bar part of the kitchen, very quiet and awkward, until she said something. She asked me, why won't David be in her child's life, but he's in ours? I had no idea because I'm only worried about my kids. David is a grown man. David was there, so I felt like she should have talked to him. I stayed quiet as I made my drink, then, again, she asked, but more aggressive, which caught my attention. She got smart and said I need to talk to him, since he won't talk to her. Don't know what made her think that was my issue. I told her I don't care and to leave me alone. Your in-laws kind of scare me. I know that's not the takeaway that I should have from this, but the entire time reading this, the whole thought that I had was, wow, your ex-mother-in-law is inviting you, her son, and her son's affair partner, all to the same event? Like either she has a heart of gold and has the whole let bygones be bygones kind of thing, or she enjoys and revels in what she's created by hosting this crockpot of drama. Like, ugh. Sounds like it's for the kids though, so that, kind of makes more sense. But still, David 100% resents Stacy for the choices that he made with Stacy and for the ire that his family now delivers upon him. I have no pity for either of them because, Stacy knew what she was doing. This isn't a scenario where someone's dating their boyfriend's got some sus behavior, then oopsie whoopsie, turns out boyfriend has an entire other family on the side and you're the side piece. This isn't one of those situations. Stacy knew. The only person I feel bad for is the child that David and Stacy have together, because that kid is going to have a rough existence. Sounds like, though, that David's side of the family isn't exactly putting their ire towards the child, and are recognizing that it's David and Stacy who are the problem, not the kid. Hopefully. I sincerely hope this is the case. Because then at least the child has some family that's, actually there for him on David's side, because David's clearly not fucking there. To the point where Stacy feels the need to confront OP, her childhood best friend, over the fact that her ex-husband, who she cheated with, isn't giving equal attention to the affair child. Like, if that's where Stacy's at, then David must be hella absent. Cross-posted from r/advice. How can I, 28 male, convince my sister, 23 female, to stop being jealous of her girlfriend, 25 female, and I's relationship? My sister, Cammie, and I are really close. I also have the great privilege of being close to her girlfriend, Alex. Alex and I spend so much time together working in the gym. It is very important that I mention that Alex is not attracted to men. She's a lesbian, not bisexual, a lesbian. So keep that in mind when my cam acts unhinged. So last week when we were working out together, Alex thought it would be funny if we posed for a picture and I put my hands on her butt while she puts her hands around my neck, but has the phone angled to take a full body picture. I agreed to take the picture, and to be fair, I did not expect her to post it, but either way, I wasn't tripping that she did. So fast forward a couple of days later now, I don't even know that she posted it at the time, but my sister is blowing up my phone. Initially, I don't answer, but I figured it must be an emergency. I finally answered, and she's cursing me out, asking me why I'm grabbing her girlfriend's ass, and I had no idea what she's talking about. I forgot about the picture. I didn't know she posted it either. Cam sends me the picture, and I'm like, oh, it was just a joke. She's cursing me out, and I hung up and told her not to talk to me like that. So now she's being insecure and said she doesn't want me working out / hanging out with Alex. Like, how are you jealous of a lesbian and a man being friends? Alex and I both agreed to keep working out together. We worked out together, and Alex was telling me that my sister is very jealous and controlling, but she's not standing for her, which to me ends up driving people away. After the gym, I went to call my sister, and voicemail. I realized I'm blocked everywhere. Like, what? LOL. I asked Alex and she said my sister didn't block her, but she's giving her the cold shoulder because my sister doesn't want us hanging out. But she told my sister we're still going to hang out and we will. When my sister finally unblocks me, how can I get her to stop being so insecure? Poor Cam. Like, she's getting screwed over by both people who are supposed to be important in her life, and also I get the impression that the brother is used to treating his sister like this. Also, the way that OP just talks throughout this is just really unsettling, and I can't pinpoint it. But I mean, like, look at this from your sister's point of view. You and her girlfriend struck a very intimate pose that was very hands-grabby on each other in the gym, posted it publicly. She calls you. She's upset with the fact that a public photo was posted with you grabbing her girlfriend's ass. You tell her not to talk to you like that. You hang up on her, so she blocks you. She's not acting unhinged. She's just uncomfortable with the fact that her brother and her girlfriend are posing intimately in the gym, and her feelings are being wholeheartedly dismissed. Also, just on a side note, it is actually like really sus as hell that Alex opted to post the photo. Like, I'm left in the position that Alex did this intentionally to hurt Cam. Y'all want to see someone so dense they sink in the Dead Sea? Plus interview 4208. Your sister deserves a better partner and a better brother. It doesn't matter if she's bi or lesbian, which we won't even get into how sexuality is fluid and some realize that their orientation is different than how they thought. Regardless, it is completely inappropriate for you and Alex to be touching that way. The advice I will give you, and from the couple comments already present, I predict future advice will be similar, is to apologize to your sister and distance yourself from Alex. Alex is intentionally hurting your sister for whatever reason. That shouldn't be someone you want to hang around. And even if you disagree that Alex is intentionally being a bitch, a good brother with any ounce of character, integrity, and love for his sister would recognize that their actions are hurting someone they love and do what they can to rectify that. However, with all that being said, after reading your post, it is clear that the odds of you being capable of any ounce of self-reflection or having an ability to take responsibility for your actions are small. Judging by your post and commentary throughout, it really comes across that you are an asshole looking for strangers to help you come up for shitty excuses for your behavior. So my hopes for you taking any advice are low. I hope your sister breaks up with her girlfriend and distances herself from you until you grow the hell up. Your sister deserves better people in her life. Also, just as a reminder, OP did post this to r/advice. Anyways, OP responds, "Okay, fine, Alex and I shouldn't have done that. Neither of us meant any harm and it wasn't supposed to be taken like that. And we are both surprised it was. Nevertheless, it was, and I take the responsibility. Now, we still need to address my sister's behavior and how she called me just to curse me out. The way my sister handled this has been nothing short of immature." Some nerd _______ comments, "You need to mature. Sometimes in life, it doesn't matter how you mean things to be. What matters is how it's seen. And what you two did was ridiculously insensitive and immature. You guys are both assholes and need to grow up." OP, unfortunately, responds, "That also applies to my sister, right? Right now, no matter her intentions, she's coming across as very jealous, immature, and insecure to Alex and I." User True Falsity responds, "You and Alex deserve each other. Two pieces of filth sticking together." It's pretty obvious that when OP posted to r/advice, they weren't looking for advice on how to fix the situation, but how to further convince his sister that she's actually the one who's wrong here, and not him. Cross-posted from r/am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for selling my daughter's car after discovering her texting and driving? When my daughter was 14, wife and I decided we would buy a car for her to use on her 16th if she proved herself to be responsible, got good grades, etc. There would be a contract of sorts to ensure we were all on the same page. The stipulations were continuing good grades, good attitude, she could only bring one friend with her somewhere, to begin with. We had to know where she was, and the obvious two. Don't drink and drive, and don't text and drive. We made it clear that we were buying the car, but it was for her to use. We got the car. A 2012 Honda Civic. Keep in mind this post was posted 6 years ago. She has a summer job right now. It's summer break, so she's out doing stuff with her friends, etc. In a few months, she will be off to college. Everything was going swimmingly, until someone on the Nextdoor app started posting pictures and videos of bad drivers in the area. And lo and behold, my daughter was posted with her face down as she texted and rolled through a stop sign, and once with her face down in her phone at a stoplight. I was livid. My wife was the one who showed it to me. We found out there were more instances from her Instagram stories, and we decided, no. Wife and I up and sold the car. We didn't lose very much in the process, except of course our daughter completely came unraveled. It's so unfair. I didn't hurt anyone. Everyone's doing it. How am I supposed to get to work? What about when I go to college? Well, we said no. It's not unfair. You hurt us by being a shitty, irresponsible driver. No, not everyone's doing it. You can walk, ride your bike, or take the bus. And as for college, you don't need the car to get to and from classes. And again, ride your bike or walk. She tried to play the, how can you send your daughter to college without her safety in mind card. And I said, well, now you're concerned about safety. And she just up and screamed. This has everyone in her life up in arms and divided. Her grandparents think we're being over the top and awful, that grounding her would have sufficed. They've threatened that they will buy her a car again if we try to send her to college without one. The car is already sold, so there's no going back. I think what we did was absolutely correct, that actions have consequences, and we would be in the wrong to pull back from that. In terms of her going to college, well, she made that choice. She had a car, it came with certain stipulations, she disobeyed us, and now she pays the price. So, am I the asshole? I was 100% on the parent's side about this being a harsh lesson that the daughter needs to learn, because she's not only putting herself at risk, but putting other people on the road at risk. What happens if she's on her phone while going through a school zone and doesn't stop in time? What then? And that's just the initial thought I had. And then the daughter, using the logic of, well, I didn't hurt anyone, everyone's doing it. Okay, so if a gambler keeps betting all his life savings on black and roulette, wins twice, shockingly enough, and then goes and bets it all again on black, and says, well, I haven't lost yet, so what's the harm in continuing? Buddy, you're still betting your life savings. Just because you were lucky enough for nothing to happen doesn't mean nothing will never happen. Because, like it or not, every time you pull out your phone to text while driving, you're gambling. Not just with your life, but with everyone else's life on the road. I mean, hell, the daughter was doing it enough to the point where other people were able to snag photographs and videos of her doing that, which tells you that this is happening far more often than just 1 or 2 instances. Also, I hope the grandparents were shut the fuck down because, that is just enabling behavior and not okay. They gave her daughter stipulations for having a car. Not just any car, by the way, a car which at the time was only 6 years old. She would have been my age around this time when she got her first car. My first car wasn't a 2012 Honda Civic. My car was from 2005. So out the gate, the daughter already had a pretty sick fucking deal. And she had some pretty simple rules to follow as a teenager. The most important being, don't text while driving. Your parents laid out the rules, they laid out the consequences, you broke the rules, and now you're upset by the consequences. Honestly, I admire the parents' ability to actually follow through on this one. Cross-posted from r/am I the asshole. Am I the asshole for deleting my son's Minecraft world? I have 2 children, a 9-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. My son had a Minecraft world where he built quite an impressive castle on an island, which he was very proud to show me. Since school was cancelled, this is a COVID-era story, he has had issues with waking up on time. He's supposed to wake up at 7 each morning, but for the past month, he's been sleeping in until about 9 or 10. I always set an alarm for him, but he sleeps right through it. I don't wake him up because waking himself up is a skill that he needs to learn. I told him about 2 weeks ago that there are going to be consequences for him if he continues to sleep in every morning. At first, he understood and was waking up on time every morning. But for the past week or so, he has fallen back into old habits. I told him yesterday that this is his final warning. Today he slept in until 11. So I followed through with my warning. and went on the computer and deleted his favorite Minecraft world. I also took away computer privileges for the next month. When I told him, he started screaming and crying. He told me that he spent a whole year working on that world, and that he's very distraught that he's never going to see it again. He's been crying and sobbing throughout the day, and has refused to eat any of his meals. This is actually just monstrous, and you're gonna end up as a missing reasons parent pretty fucking quickly. On top of all of that, just additionally, this is not the way you go about punishing a child, let alone a 9-year-old. Because keep in mind, the punishment should fit the crime. Taking away computer privileges for a month? That is 100% in line with what you should be doing. But deleting his Minecraft world? That's revolting. On the original post, there's a good comment by Jen Duke. Good for you! You've just taught your son an important lesson. Never share anything you're excited or happy about with your parents, because it can and will be weaponized when they're unhappy with you. This is an important life lesson that will serve him well as he learns to keep every aspect of himself a secret from you, up until he turns 18 and cuts you out of his life entirely. Congratulations! You're the asshole. The thing is, that commenter's right. Anything the son is ever excited about again, he will never tell his mother. Because the thing is, in his mind, he knows that anything he's excited about will be weaponized in the future to be used against him. Poor kid. Cross posted from r/offmychest. How do you handle your kids not liking you when it's your fault? My heart broke today, but it's much deserved. My 18-year-old daughter has slowly stopped sharing things with me. She's scared to talk to me. I'm short-tempered and I often lecture her out of love, but she once said half of our conversations is me just talking at her. She acts a bit like a know-it-all sometimes. She once said I'd tell her she's too naive, yet I give her a 10 p.m. curfew. I get pissy when she hangs out with friends, and didn't let her walk outside our neighborhood until she was 16. I'm just trying to keep her safe. One thing I do understand is that I made her incapable of handling confrontation. She was sassy as a kid, but as she grew older, I wondered why she couldn't stand up for herself. Then I remembered how much I blew up at her, or was sarcastic with her without allowing her to get angry at me back. She had OCD. We both recognized the symptoms, and she begged for therapy. But I let my denial get the best of me until her junior year of high school. I apologized for it this year, but I'm not sure if she truly forgives me. Today she told me she wants to go to a uni down in Georgia when she's done with community college. I have a sinking feeling it's to do with me. I'm offended. I do a lot for her. But I understand. Moms, how do you deal with this if it's your fault your kid doesn't like you? Comment from Kira. This is someone who would truthfully say they never got along with their kid, and I'm talking since infancy. And the kid would shrug and agree. She keeps trying to sound understanding and self-aware, but it comes off as self-victimizing with how she speaks about her own child. Those condescending quotation marks and painting herself as such a loving parent who's just trying her best, but her kid doesn't recognize it, damn it. This is also a parent who will be so offended when they're not involved in her child's major life events in the future, will clutch her pearls and her many wrongs as a parent will slowly fade away. She won't remember them because she's her mother. She's owed respect for that. User Aries Red Rider responds to that comment. If I didn't know better, I would have thought my mother was OP. Your second paragraph sums up a lot of my mom's mindset in my childhood, adolescence, and teenage years. You cannot win with a parent like this. They know better, and there's no breathing room for mistakes. And God forbid you suggest an alternative path, even if the end result will be the same, because they tried it their way, and it worked. Thus, it's the only way. It's suffocating and exhausting parenting, especially when they add the insults they don't see as insults. Hopefully, OP gets the help and introspection that she needs. Otherwise, she will end up alone and bitter. Another comment from Optimistic Existentialist. That's my best guess as to what this could be. The first time I heard my mother curse, I was 13 years old, and it was at me. She tearfully apologized later that day, but her apology was completely unconcerned with me. It was about how she felt terrible, how she didn't want to be that kind of mom. I need you to forgive me, and so forth. That was the day I realized that my mother wasn't so interested in being my mother as being a person who was a mother. My guess is OP does the same apologies. It's not remorse as much chaos. It's a new method of control and depersonalization. That final comment mentioning how their mother was more interested in being a person who is a mother rather than being a mother actually puts it into words perfectly of so many of the problems that we tend to see, or ones that we experience, or ones that we have to deal with, is that a lot of parents, they're interested in appearing as a parent, but not actually being one. And that parenting style has consequences that have been dubbed the missing reasons. We've previously spoken about this on the channel before, but if you're not really sure what missing reasons are, it'd be worth looking up. Oftentimes, the best way to explain it is, child explains why they're unhappy with their parents. Parents hear this unhappiness, but don't take it in. They associate the negativity with their parenting style and dismiss it. Oftentimes, they can be found on estranged parents forums or places like Reddit or Facebook, talking about how they're upset their kids don't want to be in their lives anymore, and how it's for no reason. And then when people press upon the missing reasons as to why their children are explained, well, suddenly it's now a vague and surface level recapping of what may have happened or how it's unfair, oftentimes avoiding going into detail and keeping things as surface level as possible. Thus, the quote-unquote missing reasons as to why they're estranged are missing from their post, despite them actually existing. Your child did tell you why you're estranged, but you didn't listen. And now you're playing the blame game and slapping it with a, nuh-uh, it's your fault you're estranging yourself from me. And that's what we're seeing with OP's mom. We're kind of in the beginning stages of that, where she's admitting she's done some things that might upset her daughter, but we never get any details about them. You had a short temper. What does that look like? You used to blow up at her and be sarcastic at her without allowing her to get angry back? What does that look like? The closest thing we get is OP recognizing the fact that they botched their child's OCD diagnosis, but even at the end of that paragraph, but I'm not sure if she truly forgives me. And the next paragraph, I'm offended. I do a lot for her, but I understand. I just never want to be that kind of mom. I don't want you to see me as that kind of mother. It gives off the same vibes, like they're recognizing where they've fucked up, but they're still not quite taking full accountability for it. We actually see this a lot on Reddit. When a parent or an abuser is retelling their side of the story, oftentimes they skirt over details, they keep things purposely vague, or I take full accountability for this, but never go into detail as to what they're taking accountability for. Meanwhile, for those on the receiving end, it is pages upon pages upon pages of documentation, whether it's details of the story that are consistent, text message threads, emails, anything. The difference in detail between the two are oftentimes staggering, and it certainly paints the picture. In this situation with OP, there's going to be consequences for how you treated your daughter. The most you can do is try to apologize, try to go to therapy, try to work through your problems, admit your problems, and give your daughter space and allow her to choose if she wants to rebuild that relationship or not. It's not up to you. You had that chance and you fucked it up. The most you can do is show that you're changing as a person and see if they're interested in rebuilding that relationship. Cross posted from r/drew off my chest. I was the other woman. I got what I wanted. Now I'm miserable. Well, honestly, I'm so embarrassed. I'm afraid of writing this, but it seems like the only way I'll be able to fully realize what it has come to. I'm not going to go in a lot of detail, but it started out as the usual girl meets boy in a rocky relationship. He told me all the right things, and my stupid, insecure self thought that he was all that. Manly, unappreciated ex-Marine that has the weight of the world on his shoulders. We had so much in common, it was scary. He knew just what to say, and I ate it all up. Well, he left his girlfriend, treated me like a princess, came to live with me. I met his parents. They loved me. I met his friends. They adore me. I loved the feeling of a happy home and having someone that actually helps and listens. Obviously, it started off in the worst way. I have never cheated, but I thought it would be different. I gave him everything she didn't, right? It was for about a year, then slowly things changed. I've never looked through his phone. I don't have the password, but he gave it to me for a game, and I opened Instagram. There it was. Messages for gun bunnies. OnlyFans, accounts, etc. Talking about how he was lonely, etc. Photos, not nudes, but showing off. And the worst, the deleted ones. With his ex. With another girl that I also know. I know what I'm in for. I should have known better, and I do. I haven't said anything. I acted like everything is absolutely fine. Something broke in me. I look at him funny now. I can't kick him out yet due to financial situation, but I will take my time planning exactly what I will do. In the meantime, I will make his life a little more miserable. Just enough to make him start questioning things. I've never done something for revenge. I don't usually even keep any ill will towards anyone. Those things just do us worse. But this time, it's different. He was there when my mother had a mental breakdown and tried to kill me. He condemned everyone that didn't treat me right and told me how much more I deserve. I would have done anything for the high that he gave me, and how he did all of those things right back. I'm absolutely to blame, don't get me wrong. In no way am I trying to take that away. I did this to myself, and yet I'm the angriest and most apathetic I have been in my life. The fact that he played the victim, building me up just to do even worse, is something that I can't comprehend. That is my true off my chest. I won't do anything now. I already know I can fake everything until the time is right. It won't be anything to physically hurt him, but I will play the long game. I'm too embarrassed to tell this to my friends, and my family is pretty much non-existent, so here it is. If they'll cheat for you, they'll probably cheat on you, if you guys end up actually getting into a relationship. Sounds like that's just his MO, and honestly, I wonder if the shoes you're in right now where you're playing these games were the exact shoes his ex was wearing right before they broke up. Digging into OP's comments, there's an 11-year age gap between the two of them. This makes me wonder if he picks his targets wisely, sells them honeyed words, makes them fall in love with him, says they're not like the other ones, moves in with them, has a place to stay for a bit, and then repeats the cycle. He sounds like quite the lovely guy. Don't get me wrong, OP still did a bad thing, and they're definitely paying for it. But if I were to give some advice to OP, don't go for revenge. Just get a clean break. Get him the hell out of there, and try to just move on. The man sold you a bridge and you bought it, and you're dealing with the consequence of that. It's up to you now, if you want to grow from this and actually be better. And part of your growth is going to be you answering the question of why you were okay with your relationship being built on him being a piece of shit. Hey, welcome to the outro. Don't forget this whole thing is basically brought to you by GamerSupps. If you like caffeine, then I can't recommend GamerSupps enough. Use code OZ at checkout to support the channel. And I do actually use this product. It's replaced all other sources of caffeine for me because I feel good. It doesn't have any of that extra stuff that a pre-workout blend might have. It's with a couple of the extra things to make it so you don't crash as hard. It's good. I like it. Personally, if you really want a good flavor, try the Soda Pressing Pear or even the Dragon Fruit Punch. Those two are my personal favorites right now.